yourself, setting up for the shot right, and then obviously some fundamentals on how to actually hit the shot. So I'm not even gonna put a ball out here, so we're gonna just act like we're aiming a ball from right at this point. So obviously pre-swing fundamentals, you wanna have narrow stance, okay? Because if you have a wide foundation, obviously that's a lot of movement, and you don't wanna see that in the chip. You wanna see a lot of upper body, okay? So we wanna have a narrow stance. For the shot that you wanna hit, you wanna hit a little higher, maybe play it towards the front foot a little bit more, okay? Obviously you wanna get underneath it and lift it up into the air. So you're on a narrow stance towards the front, okay? And then Ashley, what's the first thing that goes through your mind when you look at this shot?
Gotta stop it, like halfway through the hole.
Okay, so she's saying halfway between the fringe and the flag stick, we want to stop the ball. So that's where she wants to land it. We pick a point where we want to land it. So obviously out of the rough, really hard to generate spin. It's probably going to release a lot more than you think. So for this shot, you're going to set up to it just like you normally would. Okay, and then we're going to open that club face a little bit, play it towards the front, okay, because we want to add loft to it, right? All right, and then we're going to execute the shot. Okay, so as you can see, just a little long. So we're going to move on to an adjustment, and we're going to take a little less of a backswing, okay, and we're going to keep the acceleration through it. Allows the ball to land softly, doesn't have too much release, and doesn't come out dead like a knuckleball. She can kind of take control here. I want her to go through her whole routine. We have a 5-iron here. Obviously, this is one of the key points of the lessons before we even started was her middle irons were struggling. She couldn't get a consistent contact nor start them online. So I'm going to allow her to hit the shot, look at the bottom of the sole, kind of determine, okay, did I get a lot of the sole like I'm properly and like I should, or did I get, a little bit? Is that why it caused a little, flare to the right, push to the left, something like that? So I'm gonna let her take control of the shot, go through her whole routine, and then we'll talk about it afterwards. Alright, so obviously this isn't too long of a pitch. It's honestly just like a longer chip, but before we kind of got into it, I wanted to talk to her. Obviously we worked on mental game imagery. Have you figured out like a pre-shot routine before you go into your swing at all?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so what's that?
So I take a practice swing, and then I get behind the ball, look at it, line it up, see my spot, see what I want to do with it, and then set up to the ball.
Okay, obviously a lot of good things in there, okay? So she sees a spot, right? Picks a very precise spot on where she wants to land it, not just like an area, like she wants a spot. Because obviously aim small, miss small. That's obviously a huge thing in this sport. And then obviously for the in-swing, have you felt kind of that why when we took some of the wrist out of it? Are you able to allow the club to do more work? Has it worked? Has it not worked?
Okay. It's worked for sure.
Okay, so obviously really good with, we took the wrist kind of out of it, how to swing the Y, kind of go back to some fundamentals, allowing your chest to kind of open up a little bit. So we've got a routine down, we've got a solid foundation for like a good pitch, chip, stuff like that. So we're actually gonna have her hit one right now. Now we got to talk about pre-swing fundamentals and your in-swing fundamentals, right? So I want you to line up to the golf ball just like you normally would. All right, so fundamentals, we want to talk about that right shoulder. Okay, might be pretty square, right? But we want to see this shoulder a little bit like that, right? So you almost want to feel like her shoulders, left shoulder's closing off towards the ball, right? Because that way allows her swing path to maybe be a little more inside. We can see if that would help her to allow not having that across the top move, okay? So then we can take it to the top. Okay, so fundamental from there, okay? You want to start to turn, so you want to see her turning your lower body, okay? And let